Hello Internet! This is PiouPiou.
And this is Azrod.
And we are trying to create our solar punk future with you. We finally managed to install ourselves up hills with the animals. And they're getting a bit too comfortable. Aren't you, Titin? A bit too comfortable inside, maybe. But the goats are so nice. Titin is actually adorable and has so much milk. She produces around 1 liter a day. And it's amazing because goats don't even consume that much water. We haven't seen Lily in 4 days. We're a bit worried, but we believe that either she died, either she needed to leave because it rained in the last 4 days. And now if she decided she didn't want our help for food and water, she needed to find food and water in the wild. I'm not really sure I want to decide whether I believe she's dead or she just decided to leave for life with more freedom. Her family isn't doing that well, they're a bit depressed. But I mean, I guess she decided to abandon them, so yeah. Lily has lived with me for 5 years. She visited the surrounding area and then came back to where the other birds are. Maybe when the other cockatiels are going to go out, we'll see Lily again. Maybe not.
We are currently moving all the cage of the bird uphill. We have spent our first night there and the goat seems to really acclimate to the place.
The goats do acclimate really well because generally when we go somewhere they want to follow us. We just left uphill and they didn't even realize that we were leaving, so I think they're doing well up there.
But the dogs did follow. Nowadays there are some French politicians that get intimidated by the government. Most of them are leftists and it's happening during a political campaign for the European Parliament. This is extremely problematic because it's basically a use of force, police forces, for censorship of some part of the political debate, without talking about the way the mainstream media portray them.
Because we see a rise in most of the world democracies toward fascism, it's really important to develop alternative networks for discussion between the people of different countries and within the same country.
This is why as solarpunks we believe that new technologies such as the internet can help people be connected in a way that wasn't even possible a few dozen of years back. And it's really useful to have an historical point of view when you think about those kind of things, because actually capitalism is only a few hundred years old and it isn't the pinnacle of society that most people think it is.
And to be able to develop different cultures and to learn from each other, we need to be able to discuss together without the propaganda bullshit of modern capitalist society.
A lot of comments saying that it's really hypocritical to use a network of a GAFAM to be anti-capitalist.
And it's true.
But it's only a game of numbers. Basically, we decided to go where there are people and we are going where most people are, that's all. But if you want to support internet freedom and anti-capitalistic networks, you can follow us on Mastodon.
I believe it can also be a bit hypocritical to decide to boycott a certain part of networks, even if they are capitalistic in nature, because the people that are going there, if you want to talk to the people, we need to not criticize their way of living and say, you're bullshit. I don't think that people that use capitalistic network are bullshit, but I believe that people that create capitalistic networks are bullshit.
Because the issues are systemic and not individuals.
This is our homemade yogurt. Basically, it's milk that we let evaporate but that we protect from insects. And it's been 2 days outside. Really good. Because it's goat milk that we've milked ourselves, it hasn't been pasteurized, so it hasn't been cooked basically. And it's really interesting because there are a lot of natural ferment and yeast that gives yogurt basically, naturally.
Leon spent their first night outside. The terrarium was also out during the rain and there is only this collected water. We are going to let Leon enjoy the outside for the time being. When it's going to start raining again, we are going to take Leon back with us. And once it stops raining, we are going to try to set a new setup for them. This is what we are going to transport during this trip.
We have 10 liters of water, the dog's bed that they don't really use, and this is gonna be where the goats and the dog are going to drink water.
Additionally, we have this cage that we need to take uphill. There is a road, but it's too accidented and too small for any motorized vehicle. We are going to do everything on foot.
And we are in the center of a valley where we're taking them. It's uphill.
Also, the road that leads to the top of the hill is fairly accidented and with a lot of rocks. So it's really hard to go up.
And it's hot. It's so freaking hot.
This is how much milk we got during the midday with the goat. And here is the view we have from up the hill. As you can see, there are 3 cages that are already there. And we are trying to keep them in the shadow because the sun is scorching hot today. Just realized I can't make the joke that nobody is watching what we are doing because we have a public now. How does it taste?
Really good. Still warm actually. We've managed something new. Now we can milk the goat without attaching them to something because they just don't care that we milk them. I'm pretty sure they take us for their babies.
While we milk them, they tend to lick us, probably for the salt. This goes to show that the symbiosis between humans and other living beings is incredibly complex and amazing to see. And following the advice of someone in the comments, we made a rocket stove. The idea is that you can easily keep adding fire from this or this entrance, adding wood, sorry. And because you concentrate all of the flame on one point, this is supposed to help water boil really easily, for example. When we have more time, we are going to make one connected with cob, but currently this is just balanced by gravity. So we are going to hope it's going to hold. Well, this looks really practical. And yes, it is amazingly practical to be able to add some wood from this point. I think I'm going to try to burn this without cutting it.
So I just finished milking Susie and Titin for the night. We milked them in the morning, and in the morning we got this that we put in the rice. And this is the quantity we get tonight. It's naturally warm and foaming because it's just out of the...
Remember, it's only been 2 weeks since we ever have got. I think the last time I interacted with a goat was in one of those petting zoo you have when you are a child. And if you're wondering why it's great for self-sufficiency,
to give you an idea, this goat that only eats food from the wild can nourish Tommy, our 35 kilo dog, in terms of protein each day. Not touching the goats is better because, as you can see, they stick around us. We don't have any clôture or
fence,
and we are basically in the wild and they are sticking with us. It's so funny because I've known those goats for 2 weeks now, and did you know that goats are really cuddly? Like they, for real, come to see you to have a hug. That's so cute! And all 3, both keeper, but all 3 goats are doing it.
Bon oui. Bon oui.
Et Tommy, il est posé, il dort, ça va Tommy? Je crois que les chiens sont fatigués. Hein. Ah, et Gump est dans son pouf, t'as vu ça?
And if you can see over there, Gump, our old dog, is keeping watch on the birds. I've been with them since the apartment, so I guess they have a pretty strong bond. We even noticed that Gump, because she was kept probably in really bad condition when she was in the different refuge she lived in, got really bad trauma. And we noticed that apparently she is able to calm down during our terror nocturne.
Nocturnal scare? Night scare?
Bon, nocturnal scare. We don't know how to say terror nocturne in English. And apparently, the bird singing was able to calm her down and make her sleep peacefully. As if she felt that if she heard the birds, she was at home. We love you and appreciate you. See you. Bye!